Those who count. A story originally written in Telugu by Madhurantakam Rajaram. Those who count. Every man and woman has his or her own special world. That's why to know about a new person means to explore an unknown world. However, whenever we face a new person, it would not be nice to shower questions like what's your name, what's the age, what's the job, married or not, etc. To do so, there has to be what is called a license. Such a license is given to only a few people, that too only once in 10 years. The process is called collecting census data. That's a procedure of gargantuan proportions. I had a chance to participate in such an exercise thrice in my life. Instead of calling it a chance, I feel it be better to say it was a privilege. Because me, in fact, even you, we are all the representatives of the good old human civilization. To know about people is to find out about our civilization itself. In 1961, I was performing my duties in a place called Paidipalle. By 71, I was transferred to Bommagudi. I had to shift to Vanasthalam by 81. At that time, I was the first assistant in the local upper primary school. Vanasthalam is not exactly a forest as the word would mean. That's a small village near the forest. The revenue village was trifurcated and 3 enumerators were appointed for the census work. Fringe villages on the forest side came to my share. There, the houses were all scattered without a method, as if only to heckle the signs of Vastu. Looking at the material they are built with, it was apparent that they were yet to witness the cement age. People there are the real sons of soil in more than one sense, particularly due to the building material. People are good by themselves, but when I went there with all the census records and started asking them questions, they decided for themselves that I am the representative of the government. When are you going to sink a borewell in our village? Why are the bank loans not sanctioned yet? When is the bridge coming up on the rivulet that cuts off the traffic during rains? They took my life out with such questions. After I explained that I cannot tackle the grievances of people and am a simple school teacher performing the official duty, they cooperated with me very sincerely. Whenever fell short of that commodity, they even offered me some material satisfaction in shape of hospitality and bid farewell to me in the most respectful manner. I could finish my work a little before the deadline. Unable to contain myself, I had expressed my happiness about the same to our headmaster. He was about to retire in a few days hence and also was a native of Vanasthalam, a man with a lot of information about the place. He paused for a couple of moments and asked, "Okay, my friend, I'm also happy that you have finished the job quickly, but I'm sure you must have omitted at least one family in your jurisdiction. I can't find fault with you for that. Perhaps that family was never placed on records either in census counts or in the voters' lists. Enumerators could go round the villages, but who has the patience to go into the forest?" I was shocked. "What, sir? Why do you say so? Government has ordered us that each person, wherever they may be, should be enlisted with us. It does not matter if they are in the forest or even on an island amidst the ocean. We must go there. You tell me where the family is, then ask me if I leave them alone, I said. I was verifying the information received from the headmaster. The family he mentioned is there in the forest. They are always in the forest. That too, not permanently in one place. Once they are at Nakkalbanda, next they are at the Madhimaku deep forest, next you will find them at the Pigeon's Hill. Why were the Aryans of the Vedic period nomads? Because their professions were like that. This family also follows suit. That is a cattle grazer's family. Head of the family is Mallesu. He grazes the cows, so he is known better as cowherd Mallesu. But not a single cow of the herd is his own. All of them belong to the farmers in the villages. A herd of not less than 200 cows is always there in that forest, grazing them during the daytime and keeping a watch on the herd during night. That's what Mallesu does. All his family members share the work. My search for Mallesu started early next morning. I set out with an escort who knew the forest well. We crossed the fringe hamlets and walked for 2 kilometers in the gorge formed as a result of the rivulet's course. Then we entered the thick forest. It was growing thicker as we proceeded further. At last, we felt as if we were lost in the labyrinths of the jungle. Except for sky above, we were unable to see anything even 10 yards further. The villager who came as my escort climbed onto the top of a tall tree, looked around, and came down like a winner. Looks like we have to, or we must, walk another mile, sir. That way I could see the cattle moving, he declared. Our exploration continued for another 1 hour from under the thorny trees and through the bent down bamboo groves and through the brooks flowing silently. Then we accosted a big slanting boulder occupying a large area. On that, there were 3 huts made with branches and trees from around the place. Scantily clad children, all below the age of 8, were playing on the rocks. Beyond, we could see a clearing surrounded by a high makeshift fencing. That must be the place meant for the night halt of the cows. There was a fireplace before the huts, but not aglow at that time. There was only smoke emanating from the place. I could imagine that fire would be made in the nights to scare away the beasts of the jungle. I caught hold of the children, and one of them, elder looking boy, and inquired about Mallesu. Came for grandfather. Yes, he's there in the forest. Shall I call him? The boy said. I asked him to do that. I was wondering if there could be a special technique to call people who are beyond vision, but nothing of that sort. Tata, Tata, somebody came for you, the boy shouted. His words reverberated in the hilly terrain. Minutes passed. Come out, Mallesu. Even if you are hiding in the caves of the jungle, this census enumerator is not going to leave you alone. Whether in the rivulet or in the gorge, be in the bushes or in the thickets, you must come and you must come. As I was chanting the mantra of my determination, there were footsteps heard from behind. I turned back. Who are you, Sami? Did you come for me? He was saying. Must be 70 plus. Dark, lean, hardened body, and closely cut hair looking like a cap on his head, grey eyelashes, small eyes, a thick silver ornament in the neck. Like a wrestler, he wound his loincloth tightly around the waist. There was a blanket on the shoulder and no shirt on the torso. He had a staff in his hand. That was Malleshu, the cowherd Malleshu who lives in the forest. Yes, Mr. Malleshu, I came just for you. The government takes account of all the people in the country every 10 years. Each and everybody, whoever they may be, should be taken into account. Otherwise, even if they are there, it is as good not being there. I want the details of you and all other members of your family. The child, if still in mother's womb, is exempted. But if he is born even minutes ago, it should be accounted. Now you got me. You must answer all my questions I am going to ask. Mallesu sat down, resting his chin on the knees and holding both hands around the legs. His face was full of awe, as if he was listening to some curious news. He was staring at me in confusion. Mallesu's wife passed away 10 years back. 3 sons, daughters-in-law, their children. In all, there were 15 members in the family. I had a prolonged interview with him to take the details of all those people. If we leave all those details for the census records, we can condense the life story of Mallesu thus. Mallesu's father's name was Venkatesu. He also was of the same profession, namely cattle grazing. Along with Mallesu's birth, his past, present, and the future were all tied with this forest alone. Daughters-in-law go into the villages and come back by noon after collecting food from the farmers. That is the source of food for the family all through the day. Sons take the cows into the village only for impregnation. Wonder of wonders is that even Mallesu, it looks, could have had competitors in his business. But for the hereditary expertise his family has in treating the sick cattle, people could have employed others for the job. It's okay, Mallesu, but there is a proverb which says the man who collects honey would also get to lick his hands. You are looking after such a big number of cows. Are you then able to get any milk, curds, or buttermilk for your share? I asked. How is it possible, Sami? All the milch cows go back to the village and come here only when they go dry, isn't it? Said Mallesu. There was not even a hint of complaint or dissatisfaction in his words. Mallesu, I thought I should ask you one more thing. Was there ever a necessity for you to leave this forest and go into the villages? I asked. How can I avoid it? I have 2 daughters. Have I not got to go and see them or what? The elder one is in Nadigadda. The younger one is given to Masandram. But both the places are within walking distance from here. If I start before dawn, by noon, I am in Nadigadda. From there, Masandram is not at all far off. You are great, Mallesu. You choose to walk to the places where your daughters are. Then when is that you get into a bus? I asked. Who will get into a bus for nothing, Sami, without a need for that? Then how about the train? Of course, I want to see a train. What to do? There's no track nearby. True. Vanastalam is in such a location. Nearest rail station is reached only after 2 hours of travel by bus. By the sociological standards, Mallesu could well be an uncivilized man. If we divide the population into 2 types, where one lives for society and the second fleeces the society white, Mallesu easily falls under the first kind. Because we are born on this earth as humans, there are certain good deeds that we are expected to do. The one good deed that I did in my lifetime is to enroll Mallesu into the census records.